Welcome students. I am Shubham Goyal and I'm going to teach you about genetic algorithms in machine learning. This is the third lecture on a genetic algorithm lecture series. Okay, let's start. These are some of the topics that we have to discuss today. First of all, we will understand and discuss the concept of crossover and mutation in genetic algorithms. These are the very important concepts of genetic algorithms. Then, a detailed example is discussed to explain the step-by-step working of genetic algorithm. After that, some of the prominent application areas of genetic algorithms are explained in detail. Okay. Okay, this is the flowchart which we have seen in our previous lecture, that this is how a genetic algorithm flows to produce the best individuals, or how we get the best solution to our problem from a pool of probable solutions. Okay, now the topics: initialization, evaluation, selection is discussed in our previous lecture. Now in this lecture, we'll discuss about crossover, mutations, and the stopping criteria. Okay, and these are the main focus of our work today's lecture. Crossover. This represents meeting between individuals. Two individuals are selected using selection operator and crossover sites are chosen randomly. Then the genes at these crossover sites are exchanged, thus creating a completely new individual, or you can say offsprings. Basically, in crossover, we have to select two parents from our population using the selection operators discussed in our previous lecture. Then the parents selected got mate with the help of crossover site which is chosen randomly to produce the new offsprings. Let's discuss this thing in more detail. Now there are some of the prominent crossover techniques. First one is single crossover, multi-point crossover, and uniform crossover. Now, one point crossover. The name simply depicts that there will be only one crossover site to produce the crossover and new offsprings. Similarly, that in this one point crossover shown in our example, we have taken two chromosomes, or you can say two parents, two individuals, two probable solutions. Now, the red line is representing the crossover point here. One parent is shown with green color and other parent shown is with blue color. So at the crossover point, the parents genes got interchanged, like 35785 got to the parent 1 and this part comes to the parent 2. Okay, so this is how our genes between the parents get interchanged to produce the new offspring, and these are the completely new offsprings which are not available in our population of your probable solutions. Okay, the main thing is the selection of crossover point. Okay, this is chosen randomly in crossover. Now next one is multi-point crossover. Here in multi-point crossover, what we have shown, actually we have shown a 2-point crossover in which your parent chromosomes are divided into 3 parts, and in this what you have to do is, in a 2-point crossover you have to only intersect the middle portion. That means the extreme portions are untouched and remain as it is as the parent is. Now after that, the middle portion of the parents, or the middle portion of between the crossover sites get interchanged. That parent 1 goes to the second child and from the parent 2 goes to the first child. You can see by the color combination that the extreme portions or extreme subparts remains as it is and only the middle part get changed. Okay, now if this thing is 3-point crossover, then what you have to do is you have to change them alternatively. That means if you have third more line, then either you can choose that I should change the extreme part or not. Then you have, or you can change that extreme part, net remaining the middle one. Now again the next part is changed and remaining the next one. Okay, depending on that how many crossover points you have for crossover operation. Now there is one more type of crossover that is known as uniform crossover. In this, the crossover points are not given as it is, uh, but you have coin tossing sequence. That means at each point you will toss a coin, that if you got 1, then you have to change. If you got 0, you have to not change. That means if you got, you can associate 1 or 0 with head or tail, it depends on you. Okay, that either we are supposing 1 as head or tail as 1. Okay, so let me first toss the coin and I'm getting 1 here. So I have to change the bit corresponding to this coin toss, because the size of the sequence and the size of your chromosome will always be same. So here for I'm getting the, for sequence 1 I'm getting 1, so I have to interchange that. Blue goes to green parents and green portion image goes to second one. Okay, by this let's suppose next sequence is 0, then you don't have to change, the bit remains or genes remain as it is. Now you are again next toss is we are getting 1 1, then you have to change 9 4 comes to here, 9 4 comes to here, and 2 3 comes to here. Suddenly 0 0 no change, that means 2 and 3 remains as it is. Now again we are getting 1, then you have to change, come make 6 to come to the second parent and 5 to go to the first parent. Similarly you can change the other bits, and by the end of the last toss you will get a completely new offspring, that is these ones, first one and second one. So in crossover you will get two offsprings from the two parents by their exchange of genes. Now next one is mutation. It is defined as a random tweak in chromosome which also promotes the idea of diversity in population. So what's the motive behind performing the mutation and how the mutation is performed? Let me explain with the example. Okay, now suppose this is the chromosome which you got after the crossover point from a offspring. That means this is your offspring which you got from the crossover point, shown as before mutation and after mutation. Now random tweak means that you have to randomly change or flip the bit of that chromosome. Here the flipped bit is shown with the help of red color. So before mutation the bit is 1, and after mutation the bit becomes 0, because it is 0 1 mutation, you have changed the bit. Okay, now the basic idea behind mutation is to encourage the idea of diversity in the population, because till crossover the offsprings are very much similar to the parents already present in the population. Okay, in case of single point crossover or 2 point crossover, but while mutating some bits make them very much different from their parents. So the population obtained after mutation is very much different from the parent one. Okay. Now, after that, what you have to do is, now the offspring thus produced are again validated, or you can say again evaluated as per the flow chart using our fitness function, and if considered fit, then will replace the less fit chromosomes from the population. So we are saying that the offspring produced from the crossover and mutation of the parents, they are again evaluated or their fitness is calculated. Now if they appear to be fit, only then they will replace the parent population with the less fit individuals. Okay, that means the less fit individual from the original population got eradicated and replaced by the new offsprings to make a population of completely fit or more fit individuals. Okay, it doesn't necessary that after mutation or after crossover the offspring produced will be much more fit than their parent. Okay, now stopping criteria. Now we have performed crossover, we have performed selection, we have performed mutation, then how we will decide that our stopping criteria reached? Because it is an unending process. Reproduction is that you go on reproduction, new offsprings or new individuals, it doesn't end. But there might be some stopping criteria to judge that now time has come to stop my genetic algorithm. So these are some steps. First one, rate of improvement in population becomes very low after k iteration. Let's suppose after you have iterated, or after let's suppose 10 generations, the rate of change in the population becomes very low. Let me think. Let us suppose that you are getting value 10 in first generation. After that you are getting value 15, then it's okay. Now 18, now it's okay. But after some generation it becomes 18, 18.00001, 18.00001. So at that time, our rate of change or rate of improvement becomes too small that if we go further with more generations, then we will not getting much more benefit. So we have to stop at that time. Or you have already predefined that I'll go only to 10 generation, 15 generations, or anything according to your problem. Okay. Or next one is that your objective you have reached. That means you have demanded that for my problem, if this is the threshold and I get a fitness value above my threshold, then I have to stop. Let's suppose in case of your knapsack problem, you have fixed that if I get profit, let's suppose 100, then I will stop my algorithm. So according to these conditions, your algorithm will stop. Okay. The explanation of entire working process of genetic algorithms that we have learned is explained with the help of a detailed example which is covered in the second part of this lecture. Thank you for watching the lecture video, students. Do watch and understand the remaining lectures of machine learning lecture series. Thank you once again.